to SRL. Season 8 is over. Sigh of relief as to SRL. Season 8 is over.
Everyone, and welcome to SLR Tier 1 Japan. Let me just quickly sort out the audio settings so it doesn't blow you guys' ear out. Hopefully the stream's alright. Welcome. Got 15 drivers on the grid today in a nice wet Japan. I'm going to be solo common, and I don't know if my PC can handle it, but I guess the only way to find out is doing the stream. We'll see if we can quickly get all of the menu stuff set up, and we'll see what we can do. But if you are in the stream, welcome. If not, see how this goes. Feel free to type anything in the chat. Obviously that will help me commentate a little bit, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. But as we start today, I haven't got many notes written down because I wasn't prepared, but we have got Danny Co leading the championship by 12 points in a minute. Copy is 2 behind, and then Justin is 19 behind Danny. So the championship battle is still on, and we'll switch over to the race line screen real quick. There we go. So Fox will be the first driver to start his lap. See if I can figure out the buttons quickly. There we go. But yeah, a wet quali at the minute. I'm not too sure what the race is going to be. Hopefully they bring that into the new game so we can actually see what's going on. But it's looking like Inter weather. Everyone on the Inters. I think Ferrari have already won the Constructors. I'm not too sure. But if I will take a quick look, I think they might be able to nab it today if they haven't already got it. Currently 134 point gap. So I think Ferrari have secured the Constructors' Championship. So congrats to Timo and Danny on that. Yeah, Danny will be going for the fighting for those points for the Drivers' Championship, as he's only just leading. Once again, Copy just behind him and Justin coming for him as well. A few reserves in today. I'm not too sure what drivers Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. I don't know anyone. But we'll go with it. We'll stay on board with Fox for the first lap, as he'll be the first one to start qualifying today in Japan. In the nice wet weather, he might go on to do another lap, as he is zigzagging through the main straight there. As there is a couple yellow flags, but I think that's just people backing up, getting ready to start their laps. As Pizza has invalidated his lap. I'll go on board with Lonades, is that his name? I'm not too sure, as he loses the rear end of it there, struggling in these wet conditions. I'm guessing he's doing another lap to warm up his tyres. On board with Cheng, who I know for a fact is a pretty good driver. Was I think this guy's a Tier 2 driver. He was in it last week in Russia and had a very good race, and he just missed out due to a late safety car. So unlucky not to win last week in Russia, but see what you can do in Japan. A little bit of lag there. I think that might have just been the game, not me. It's all over the place, but the dry line will come in a few minutes. Still got 40 minutes left of the session, obviously towards the end. Hopefully the track will be a bit drier. We could see some slicks if it does dry up in time. But Cheng did get a purple sector 1, so I'm assuming he's quicker than all the cars in front. We'll just double check. Yeah, Fox actually is on a lap. He gets a purple sector 2, of course. So either Fox is starting that lap now or he's already on one, I'm not too sure. I should have definitely checked to see what the time should have been, as he says a 1:40. Pizza invalidated. Is Lonades sets a 1:40.3. Then Cheng up next. Sets a 1:37.3, some good lap from Cheng. Pass driver Omar sets a 1:37.8, so 5 tenths slower than Cheng. All the cars coming to cross the line now. I think some idiot has invalidated his lap. And Timo goes P3 in the Ferrari, and Milan goes P2. Next up will be Jay in the other Mercedes to come across the line. He goes 4th with a 39. And Bance at another 39.4. So a couple of the drivers maybe just warming up those tyres, doing an extra warm-up lap. As I think Danico next to cross goes 6th, just behind his Ferrari teammate, less than a 10th in it. And then Justin goes P4 in the Red Bull. And Tipsy Bob up next. Crosses the line and goes 10th at 1:40.2. And I think that's Copy. Crosses the line and goes 9th at 39.5. So a couple of the drivers finding the wet conditions a bit easier, which is interesting though. So obviously Justin, Danny and Copy fighting for the Drivers' Championship. 3 races left to go. Next race, I believe, is USA. So having the lead before USA is something you'll want. Some motivation for those 2 races as Fox is up on his time. He's coming through the final turn now. He gets his foot down early. Crosses the line. Doesn't improve. Didn't have as good as an exit as Danico improves and goes. Peter goes 8th. My bad. And Cheng next across the line improves his time and does a 37.2. So it's a nice lap from him. And Omar goes 2nd. Doesn't improve. There's so many cars next to each other as Milan goes pole, a 37.0. That's a nice lap from the Mercedes driver. There's so many cars all together. As Jay crosses the line and goes 4th. Sorry if I missed anyone there. And Bans will cross, doesn't improve, a second down on his last time. Danny Coe next to cross the line, 6 tenths up on his time. Goes 6th, jumps his teammate. Still 3 tenths behind Justin in 5th. It just shows how much time there is still to gain. As I think Justin, into the pits goes Justin. Next up, Tipsy Bob hasn't validated his lap. So it'll be Copy next, who's also invalidated his lap. Was 1.3 seconds up on his time though. So Copy's still got a lot of pace to find. As the dry line will start to come up soon, so that will help out the drivers to gain that extra pace as well. See if Fox is on another lap. Not too sure how many laps you can do on these tyres before they start to not improve much. He's actually 3 tenths up in that second sector. This is where he lost it all last time though in the final turn. Gets down, a bit sideways, and jumps into the pits. Peter's also invalidated his lap, he's jumping to the pits. Chen, don't think he's improving, he is also jumping into the pits. So Omar, jumping into the pits as well. And Leonardese, I'm not too sure how to say his name, but Leonardese, I'm going with that. We're going with that. Goes 7th, and it's a nice lap from him. There's a McLaren of Some Idiot. Sorry, crosses the line and goes 2nd. That's a nice lap from Some Idiot. As we know, he's very good at this game. And Silent goes 6th in the other McLaren. As I think that's Bance went up to 9th. I will just quickly. Sorry, I just got to quickly invite Curse to the lobby. I can't invite him. That's a shame. Yeah, these some people are doing a lot better in these conditions compared to others. As Milan, sorry, goes pole. So I don't know if he's already pole. I think so. It popped up at the bottom. So Milan pole, 37.0. It's quite close between the top 4, all within 4 tenths. So not much time there at all. Separating those guys. As Timo is on his out lap to go start another lap. Who's behind him? Pizza is actually a second up on his time. Sets a purple sector 2. Can find a bit more time in this final sector here. This could be pole for the Alpha driver. Loses the rear end a little bit there, but crosses the line. Improves and goes 8th improved by a second, but probably not as much as he was hoping for. He's only 100th of a second behind Justin. As one of the McLaren drivers, I think Some Idiot, is on an in lap. He'll be on an in lap as well. I think Some Idiot will be next across the line, but he's on an in lap. So out lap. Bance then will be next across the line. I'm not sure if he's up or down. Obviously the dirty air from his teammate wouldn't have helped him too much. So he comes across the line and he does improve. He goes 8th fastest, improves by half a second. Justin will be next across the line to start his lap. So Silent jumps into the pits, and I think it's Danny Coe comes to cross the line, improves and goes up to 7th, improves by nearly half a second. So people finding more time in their laps. As Copy actually coming to cross the line, nearly 2 seconds up on his time. This could be for pole. And goes 4th, still 4 tenths off pole, but improved by nearly, just a bit more than 2 seconds there. Some good lap from Copy. There's one of the Haas drivers next, Omar, on an out lap. I need to figure out how to invite Curse. There we go. Boom. Sorry. Next up, so these guys are all off to start another lap. Leave a bit of space between them. As I think that's Timo in the Ferrari. 3 tenths up on his time, coming through the final sector. So he comes round, doesn't lose any of the rear, crosses the line and goes 12th. Not the best place to be starting, and obviously it's a wet quali, so everyone will be on there. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a few people start on the medium tyres and go medium soft. Obviously the soft medium is possible around here. Maybe we'll see Some Idiot do some crazy stuff as usual. Very good with his time management. So I think that's Tipsy Bob, 9 tenths up on his time, coming through the final turn. improves 1.3 seconds. He goes 13th, not as much as he was probably hoping for. I think that's Jay crosses the line to start his lap. Justin validated his lap, and I think that's I'm not too sure who that is. Is that Danny Coat into the pits? So I do not like this spectator menu. It needs to be a bit easier than this. Seeing all these different colours on the grid does not help at all. We've gone Lord with Omar. He's 3 times up on his time coming through the... we just finished the second sector. Didn't go purple. But if you can get a good exit, all of the time is to be made through this third sector here. If you can get down there on the throttle early, there's a lot of time to be made every lap you do, to be fair. As he gets down full power, come around to the line, improves and goes 4th, so he jumps copy, improved by 2 tenths, and Cheng comes across the line and goes pole, improves by 3.5 tenths, so into the 36s now. As I think that's someone crosses the line to start their lap. And then Timo improves. I'm trying to find these people, but they're all improving their time, so it moves, and Milan goes pole with a 36.841. Some idiot starts his lap. I think that's Tipsy Bob on a in lap. He's got the Mercedes of Jay behind him. I'm not sure if he's up or down on his time. Hopefully he doesn't get caught up in this dirty air from the car in front. He gets down on the power. Comes to cross the line. And he improves his time by 2 tenths, but it doesn't move anywhere on the timesheet. Some idiot is in the first sector. That's silent. Sorry, starting his lap. There's a yellow flag. I think that's possibly someone coming out of the pits. We'll go on board with Omar then. Got Wimpy in chat. Good evening, Wimpy. Hopefully the stream's alright. Trying my best. Not much going on, obviously. People calling in as Omar sets a purple sector 2. He's 2 tenths up on his time. He's another 2 tenths out this final sector here to go pole. Improving every lap here in the Haas. As he loops the rear end a little bit there, a little bit of a sloppy exit. He gets down, crosses the line. He goes 3rd, jumps immediate by 4 tenths. That's a nice lap. And Cheng has invalidated his lap. Behind him is Fox down in 15th, who's invalidated his lap. And then Milan, not sure if he's up or down. One of the Ferraris close behind is jumping into the pits. Timo also jumping into the pits. So next up will be, that's Curse, off to start his lap. Joining late, he's got 2 or 3 laps to get something done as some idiot comes across the line, start his lap. And Justin in the Red Bull also now off to start his lap. 3 minutes left of qualifying. And still, it looks like a lot of people haven't really managed to put a lap together. Obviously the track evolution will be pretty good towards the end, so hopefully we'll see a few more times coming in, a few more people fighting for that pole position as people are off to start their laps again. As I think, as we're switched on there, I'm really not sure what this dude's name is. Lona D's. I'll just go with G Low. That's what your name's now. In 13th, improved and jumps Tipsy. Is silent. I think that might be I'm not sure who these drivers are. I was going to say I thought that's Triton, but it's definitely not. As one of the Williams comes to cross the line. I think that's Fox. It improves by 2 seconds. Sorry, Copy improves by 2 seconds and is in 5th place. He's on to do another lap. A few drivers coming out the pits now to go again. As Omar coming into the pits, he matched his time basically in sector 2, so hopefully he can get in and out again one more time as Fox has invalidated his lap. He's in the 3rd sector. Some idiot is he's actually nearly half a second up, down his time now. Made that 3 seconds. He's saving. He's going to go again after this lap. Behind him is Justin in sector 3, coming up to the final turn. Gets a good exit down on the power. Comes to cross the line. Improves, goes 6th, fastest, improved by 8 tenths, and that was Pizza down in 12th. Didn't actually, was it Pizza? That was Curse, sorry, in 16th. Doesn't beat anyone. That's Omar. Doesn't think he can improve anymore. As Tipsy Bob crosses the line, don't think he improved, and Bance crosses the line. also doesn't improve. Maybe going for another lap now, saved after a few mistakes possibly during that lap. As Pizza comes to cross the line, doesn't improve. He's onto another lap again now. Gilo doesn't improve. And Silent also doesn't improve. So all these drivers, maybe we're just warming up those tyres, going for a faster lap now. We'll jump on board with Cheng. He's on an out lap. I think that's Timo behind him. No, that's Danny behind him in 10th, is invalidated, so he'll be going for, once again, another lap. Now, Copy, I think he's finished quali now, unless he's going, yeah, he's going for another lap. How many times can we say that in these last minutes of qualifying? I think that's Timo now then, coming to cross the line and start his final lap, and I think that's Pizza actually out of the race, sorry, out of qualifying. Looks like he lost the car and maybe Paul's retired, I'm not too sure, as his AI pulls over to the side and gets out of the way. But we'll jump on board with Fox then. Crosses the line and improves by a second. He goes to 11th. He still has time to do another lap if he can get round in time. Milan's on his out lap. Jay coming to cross the line to start his lap as well. I think that's some idiot coming to cross the line. Has he gained anything in the last sector? He didn't, he lost it all. Didn't improve. Curse goes 12th. Justin, next to cross the line, is starting another lap. I think that's Bance just in front of Tipsy. Qualifying is now finished, so he doesn't improve now. He's not improving at all as Bance goes 7th. Tipsy Bob goes into the pits, so he doesn't improve. A nice lap from Bance though, in 7th for the minute. Can anyone beat that time? I'm going to guess Track Evolution will be pretty good right now. So how many positions can people jump as G-Low jumps into the pits? I think that's Silent next to cross the line. Jumps up into 7, knocks down Bance to 8th. That's a nice lap from the McLaren driver. Next up Cheng, 4.5 tenths up on his time through sector 2. So hopefully we're looking for a new best time here as he comes to cross the line and improves a 36.3. That's the time to beat, as I think Danico, sorry, I couldn't get to him, goes 8th and Copy goes 4th. Danico would have hoped for a bit more out of that, as I meant to switch to Timo, but he's going into the pits anyway. Next up is one of the Williams. That'll be Fox in 12th. Looks like he's actually, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be his time. Maybe a mistake during the lap. We'll jump on board with Jay, who's next to cross the line. Not sure if he's up or down on his time as he's come around the final turn. And he improves, goes 8th, but Milan, can he fight for pole position? He doesn't quite get it. Next up, one of the McLarens. I think that's some idiot comes to cross the line, doesn't improve. And who's that? Justin coming to cross the line, goes 4th, so he knocks Copy down. And I think that's it for quali. So we've got Cheng in P1, Milan P2, Omar in P3, and then the 3 fight for the Drivers' Championship at the minute. Justin has the advantage. He's in 4th, Copy in 5th. Some idiot, the two McLaren 6th and 7th, so good qualifying from the McLaren team. But if we just look at the difference between 3rd and 6th, there's 10th and a half in between those positions, and time's getting very close. A couple of people struggling more than others in qualifying. Jay in 8th, Danny in 9th, Bance in 10th. So Danny down in 9th needs to get up the field if he wants to have any chance of winning the race and securing some more points on the guys ahead. But yeah, the driver championship battle is still on, but we will run through it again. Cheng in P1, Milan P2, Omar P3. He was had a good qualifying in the Haas. Justin in P4, Copy in P5, some idiot in P6, Silent in P7, Jay in P8, Danny Co P9 and Bance in P10. And we've got Timo in 11th, Fox in 12th, Curse in 13th, Pizza in 14th after I think he retired on his final lap. G Lone, once again I apologise if I'm getting your name wrong, down in 15th, and Tipsy Bob in 16th. So hopefully we'll see a dry race. If not, the wet could be quite interesting. But I think a dry would be good to see people come through the field a bit more racing. But we'll see what we get after a semi-decent qualifying session. I think everyone basically improved every lap. Obviously a few people not getting their best lap out of the way, as it looks like it's a nice sunny day here in Japan. See what strategies people go for. I think the 2-stop isn't worth unless there's a safety car earlier on. in the race. I think it's a soft medium or a soft hard, depending how late you want to pit. Obviously, there'll be a lot of people doing the alternative strategy, as it's whatever tyre compound you want to start on due to the wet qualifying. We'll just quickly take a look at standards. I just want to see whereabouts people are. Open up the standards. Boom. As we wait for all the drivers to load in. There we go. So we've got a formation lap. For some reason I didn't think we were going to have one then, but we'll ignore that. We'll switch all the stuff on. So we've got Cheng in P1 on the soft compound of tyre. Then you've got Milan on the mediums, Omar on the mediums, Justin on the mediums, Copy on the mediums, some idiot on the mediums. Mediums. Silent in 7th on the softs. The only, well, 2 drivers in the top 10 on the soft. Is going to be a bit of a struggle for him to get through the field, to get those, get the best out of those softs. He needs to get past his teammate and a few faster drivers in front on the mediums to really get the most out of those tyres. Jay in 8th on the mediums, Danny on the mediums, Bance on the mediums in 10th, Timo also on the mediums, Fox on the mediums, and then you got Curse and Pizza, both the Alfa Romeos, on the soft compound of tyre, G Loans on the softs, and Tipsy on the mediums. So no one's starting on the hards. They all believe they can tyre manage their way through on a medium soft. Obviously, if a safety car comes out early, I don't know if the soft hard's possible that early for those on the softs, so they might have to go for a possible 2-stop, maybe a medium, soft medium, if there is an early safety car. Because I do have to say, I do like Timo's helmet. It looks very cool. I'm assuming Timo's better. I have no idea. I think Timo might be from Belgium or Germany. I'm not too sure what that is. I've just made myself look like an idiot, I think. But we move. We'll switch over to Cheng then. He's not waiting around. He's straight to the grid. As Milan's a little bit further behind, but off to the grid we go. Hopefully, a good race on its way. I'll do my best to commentate this start. But as the drivers come to line up to the grid, everyone making it to the grid. No contact on the formation lap, which is a good sign. But here we go for the SLR Tier 1 Japanese Grand Prix. If I can get a good camera angle, that'd be nice. As Tipsy Bob comes up to the grid now then. What can Tipsy do after not a so great qualifying session? Can he work his way up the field? Is it going to give me a camera angle? There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the Tier 1 Japanese Grand Prix. Cheng gets a very good start on those soft compounded tyres. One of the McLarens at the back as well. Silent on the softs, having a good start as well. Hopefully everyone's making it through. A couple side by side in the back. That's Copy and Jay looking for the move on the grass. Actually gets in front and Copy has to give up that position. I think that was Bance as well in 11th, who is on the back of Timo there as he pushes a little bit wide, and Cursor can around the outside on Bance. He looks down the inside, a little bit of contact there, and pushes Bance into the wall. It's unlucky for Bance. Hopefully he can get straight back on and get going again, but Cheng keeps his P1, as I think that's Danico on the back of Silent there. The 2 Ferraris working their way up the field. That's unlucky for Bance. A little bit of contact from the back of Cursor's car. Maybe a bit ambitious. But Cheng in the lead. They have got nearly a second gap to Milan, as Milan actually has a second gap to Justin. Obviously it's only lap 1, so he's got 2 more laps if he wants to break that DRS. But Cheng getting a very good start on those softs. As we'll quickly just take a look at the details, how many positions people are up. Jay up 2 positions. And we've got a couple of drivers at the back up 2 as well. But no one making more than 2 yet. As I think that's Curse actually making a move, and it looks like a bit of contact actually. Curse is around Timo, has to cut the corner. Maybe a bit of a dive or something. It's actually, Omar looking for a move on the inside of Justin into turn 1. There's a little bit of no, he just keeps out of it. Justin backs out. He got the position. It actually looks like one of the Williams. I think that's Copy. as I can't get to him. No, Copy's spun around into turn 1. I think his rear end stepped out a little bit. His Fox as well. In the Williams, oh, he spins and takes the Alfa Romeo with him. It's not a safety car yet. It's still only a yellow flag, as I think a couple of the other drivers also got caught up in that. I think Pizza and Bance just gets through there as, yeah, carnage through these first 2 laps. It says we're on lap 3, but I'm pretty sure we're on lap 2. There we go. Carnage all over the field. As Cheng has that 1 second gap he needs to Milan, so that's good for him. He just needs to get going to get that soft medium strategy to work. Because yeah, Milan's also got a gap to Omar. Obviously Omar and Justin were fighting into turn 1, so that would have helped him gain a little bit more time there as well. But Justin at the minute in a good position. Copy, if he wants to catch up for the points to try and win this drivers' championship, he needs to, yeah, get his foot on the pedal. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, lads. Ignore me. As G-Lone picks up the first 3-second time penalty of the session. Some idiot right on the back of Justin. He'll be, I think he gets DRS this lap. Obviously not on this first straight, but when they get back round to it, could be a possible move, as he is actually boosting. He might look for a move here into turn 1 if he can get close enough. As he looks down the inside and backs out of it. Some idiot all over the back of the Red Bull. As you see Peter and the Alfa Romeo jump into the pits to probably fix that wing. As we actually look back to 11th here, it's 3-way battle here as Peter retires in the pits after an unlucky lap 2. So it looks like the Red Bull's got, yeah, a little bit of a train behind him. Cars looking to try and get past. As we got the yellow flag. I don't know why I said that. It's still just Pizza retiring in the pits. They need to sort that out. Get rid of that yellow flag. But what can Justin do? Can he get away? Sorry, Some Idiot actually looking down the inside. If he gave me a good camera angle, we might have actually been able to see that. But what a move from Some Idiot there. On the Red Bull, gets past. And have to do his best now to try and make a gap before the DRS straight. I think he actually caught Justin maybe napping, wasn't pushing as hard as what Some Idiot was, and Jay also right on the back of Justin here. Will he look for a move down the inside? No, doesn't look for it. Probably would have been a bit dangerous. Obviously I'm an ABS abuser myself, so I might have sent it. But Jay has the DRS, he's using some overtake there, isn't still using it. Obviously the DRS train isn't going to be as easy to get through as it would on just one person. I think Silent might look for a move here on Curse into turn 1, and I think he's quite close enough with the DRS. As it looks like, yeah, somebody is actually starting to catch up to Omar. Maybe Omar made a mistake through that sector 1. He's now within the second gap of him, so next DRS straight, somebody will have the DRS on him. It's a good first lap here. Well, first few laps. Cheng got nearly a 2-second gap to Milan, so the soft tyres, you can see the pace in those, but I'm not too sure how strong the alternative strategy is here compared to the soft medium, as the other soft runner of Silent down in 13th, so not getting as good of a start on those softs, and probably won't get the most out of those softs compared to what Cheng will do up in first place. Jump on board with Jay here, right behind Justin. He's got 80% boost ready. He's ready to attack on the straight, but obviously once again the DRS train is a bit of a hard one. Maybe you have to wait for one of the drivers to make a mistake before it can 100% get a move done. As it looks like Jay actually had a very good exit through that turn. He's on the back of Justin. Is he going to go for the move? Justin driving a bit defensive. He looks down the inside, but Justin cuts it off and Jay has to back out. So Justin for now keeping the P5 in the Red Bull. But Jay is all over the back of him. He'll want to get past soon so he can get the true pace out of his car. So maybe Justin's struggling a bit more compared to some of these guys. Gap to Omar compared to somebody, it's now 4 tenths. It was about 1.4 seconds 2 laps ago, so somebody got some good pace here. in the McLaren. It looks like one of the cars has actually spun. I think that's Bance in Sector 1 has lost the car. He's onto the gravel, so from bad to worse for Bance. I think he got some wing damage earlier on in the race, and that's just affecting him. Unlucky for him. Hopefully he doesn't pause and retire. He just jumps in and hopes for the best out of this race. There's somebody on the back of the Haas driver. He's nearly got a second gap to Justin, so Justin's going to have to start boosting to make sure he keeps that DRS. As Jake's all over the back of him, 2 tenths between those guys. He might look for a move here. Down the inside, he brakes later, but decides better of it and stays out. He's going to wait for the DRS. So we've got 2 battles to watch here then. Bance on the back of Omar. He's going to look down the inside, an easy move for the McLaren. Is Jay looking for a move on the Red Bull? Nope. Isn't close enough. It's actually Justin goes a bit wide and Omar Jay looking down the inside there, but Justin looking like he got a better exit, a bit more traction under the car and managed to get away as Fox gets Silent into the pits on for a wing change. He's going onto the hards. I'm not sure, or they'll make it to the end, but he'll struggle towards the end. But hopefully Silent can get back into this race after starting on those softs, picking up some wing damage. There's a yellow flag. I think, yeah, that's Bance into the pits. He's paused retiring. He's had enough after the 2 unlucky spins. There's Jay all over the back of Justin here. If he can get a better exit, probably can look for a move here. Just keeping behind him. Obviously, Danny at the back went behind these 2 racing. He's just sticking along, waiting for one of these guys to go for a move, and maybe he can find his way through if they make a mistake. Cheng once again nearly a 2-second gap, and Milan has made, well, he's got a 3.5 second gap to Samidia. Obviously these guys have been fighting for the P3 the whole race so far. As Jay is actually going to look down the inside here on Justin. Oh, a little bit of contact, and that's Jay spinning around. A little bit of contact with Justin. I don't think there was anything much more both of them could do. It looked like they tried to leave them as much space as they could, but just unlucky for the Mercedes. So that moves Danny up into P6. So Justin and Danny then. Danny currently leading in the Drivers' Championship. Justin needs to do as much as he can, and Copy needs to work his way back up the field if he wants any chance of jumping Danny. Obviously the point gap at the minute 19, so Justin needs to finish ahead of Danny if he wants to have any shot in these last few races. But the Ferrari then over 3, well, he's just 3 tenths behind Justin. Justin's lost his DRS to Omar, so he needs to try and jump into that DRS, or it's going to be a sitting duck on the main straight. I think the other Ferrari actually of Timo is just out that second gap on Danny. I'm sure he'll be able to make that back though, as he's actually a bit low on the ERS, maybe using a bit too much earlier on. As Jay, whose tyres will be nice and toasty after that spin, has got Copy right behind him, who had the unlucky spin at the start. He's working his way back up the order, starting to catch up, so he'll be under pressure from Copy. Full tenth behind. He's making nearly half a tenth. He's nearly gained a tenth just through that sector alone there. Well, that straight. Just straight line speed on that car. It's very quick. We'll have the DRS here. Using the overtake, we'll have the DRS. I think the J will be a sitting duck here. Will he look down the inside? He does. He's looking. Ooh, yeah, backs out of that. That would have been close. So if we jump on board with Justin, then Danny 5 tenths behind him. Nice and close this field. Good to see Silent still going down in 14th on the hards. Hopefully he'll can get a bit more time. Might jump a few of the drivers after they pit. Obviously there's a lot of racing between the field. He's got the clean air, so hopefully he can catch back up. As Milan actually, yeah, he's gained another 5 tenths on some idiot that lap. So some idiot obviously under pressure from the Haas driver behind. He's only got 20% ERS. He's having to push a lot more than he'd hoped for, I imagine. There's Cheng He's cruising in P1 on those soft tyres. Jumping aboard with Justin then. He's not within the second gap at the minute. Needs to... I don't know where the DRS line is here, but he's still not within a second, so he won't have DRS here. So Danny will have the DRS here. He's boosting, using the DRS, he's using everything he's got here. He wants to get the move done. Justin starts to move out. Danny looking down the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. He saves it though. So Danny just tapped a little bit on the rear of the Red Bull, but he kept it. And Copy also was right at the back of Jay there, didn't manage to get past. Obviously, well, it looks like these cars not having enough room on the, just aren't close enough. Is what I meant to say there. Not close enough on the DRS straights to get the overtake done, but Danny is right behind. They'll be looks like he's getting slowed down quite a bit. He's using all of the stuff he saves up the whole lap on the straight, but he just can't get past. There's just not enough speed in the Ferrari to get past the Red Bull of Justin in front. But Justin really struggling with pace at the minute from the looks of it, as he's 1.5 seconds away from the Haas in front, so he's 100% not getting any more DRS from him, as he's just being pulled away, the Haas driver, some idiot, bringing him down the straight. As it looks like Cheng's soft is starting to fall off now. 3/10 Milan's made that lap on him. Danny's 3/10. Look at the pace he's gaining on this straight. He might actually go for a move here into the final turn. As he's looking down the inside of the Red Bull. He's going to brake later. As we saw this happen with Jay earlier on, he leaves enough space as a yellow flag. We'll go to that in a minute. And so Danny had a very good exit right on the back of the Red Bull now. He's got the DRS, not using the overtake. He doesn't need to. I'm trying to switch camera angles, but it's just not giving me anything. But Danny gets past. I'm not sure why all that's changed. I apologise, ignore that. Switch that back to tyres. But yeah, Danny gets the move done on Justin. There was probably the right thing to go down the inside of the Red Bull into the final turn. Made it a bit harder for him to get a better exit. But I think that was the McLaren of Silent, or it might have been a Renault. I can't remember. Someone spun. I apologise, I didn't catch that on the stream, but some good racing between Danny and Justin here. Obviously Danny now doesn't have the DRS. He needs to try and gain a second here to Justin. Timo's got within that second gap of Justin now, so he'll have some DRS. He can get into this little fight here for P5 at the minute. There's a few drivers picking up 3-second time penalties. Omar in the Haas has got a 3-second, and Fox in the Williams down in 13th also picked one up. As if you look at the difference now between Milan and Cheng, those softs, he's nearly dropped a second this lap. Oh, it's about half a second. Sorry, Cheng has lost to Milan. So those mediums proving to be a lot better than the softs in the minute. As Cheng actually jumps into the pits now, then doesn't pick up her speed and penalty. So it's a good stop from him. What tyres will he jump onto? It's looking like the medium compound tyre for the Alpha. We'll see where he comes out in a minute. We're just going to move to Justin. He's using the DRS. I don't think he's quite close enough though on Danny. Danny holding the inside line to avoid as much of the slip for the Red Bull behind the DRS. As Cheng comes out in 11th place, but he's still going to be under pressure from Curse when he comes out. No, never mind, he's got the clean air, so he's on the mediums. Cheng down in 11th. Where will the medium runners come out when they pit later on? I reckon they'll be pitting around lap 16, so about 5-6 more laps for the medium runners before they pit for those softs. Where will Cheng be compared to those guys? He's not in the clean air. He does have Tipsy in front of him. We've got a lot of separate battles on the grid here. Jay's on the back of the Renault of G-Lone. G-Lone actually makes a little bit of a mistake there from the looks of it. His soft tyres won't be in the nicest condition. As Silent goes for a pit stop in the McLaren, picks up a 5-second tyre penalty and pause retires from the race. So his unlucky start of the race has brought him out. Unlucky to the McLaren. It looks like Justin's nearly fallen without that second gap to Danny. So Danny nearly getting out of the DRS threat from the car behind. As Jay is on the back of G-Lone and Copy's just on the back of Jay as well. I think the Renault might box this lap, so he'll be wanting to get off those softs very soon. Yeah, so Jay jumps into the pits, and that leaves sorry, G Lone jumps into the pits, so Copy on the back of Jay, using the DRS. He's not boosting. It looks like one of the cars. No, it's just a McLaren of Silent that Paul's retired. Sorry, I thought some idiot had spun in the first sector then, but that's just the game doing what it does best, trolling. So Copy on the back of Jay then, 7 tenths behind Jay. Tell you what, commentating is not for me, is it? I can't speak English when I'm commentating. This is bad. Omar still got the DRS to some idiot. Both very low on the ERS, but same for Milan. He's really pushing now. He's down to 3% on the ERS. He's using everything he's got to. I'm guessing he's trying to gain as much time as stop Cheng from undercutting. Well, he was in front, overcutting, then wants to try and overcut the AlphaTauri. He will be on the faster tyres and probably doesn't want to fight. He wants to just jump on those softs into some clean air and fly away. Milan has a 6-second gap basically to some idiot. Some idiot losing a bit of time through that third sector to Omar in the Haas, who's only 6 tenths behind. Danico's actually dropped Justin 1.2 seconds behind, so he's no longer got the DRS. Is Omar then, if any of these medium runners are going for hards for some reason, the predicted pit windows open for them. But Omar, yeah, not using any of the ERS, just using the DRS he has to gain some more time on some idiot there down the main straight as Cheng sets the fastest lap of a 1:28.369. I think that was on the medium compounded tyre. So his medium's in a very good position. As he actually got past Tipsy Bob. Sorry, didn't catch that on stream. He's up into 9th place. Next up's Copy for him, who is on the back of Jay, as Fox picks up another 3-second time penalty, down in 11th place. So really struggling with the track limits is the Williams, as some idiot locks up there. Maybe Omar can get a better exit and catch up a little bit here, but now I think some idiot actually boosting a little bit there to cover off for that little mistake. It's these guys will be doing their best to try and catch up to Milan before their pit stop in a few laps time. As I'm not too sure how long the pit stop is here. I want to say it's about 24 seconds. I could be completely wrong. But if we look at the gap to leader here, Cheng's 17 seconds behind Milan. So I think no matter what, the Cheng in P9 in the AlphaTauri is gonna undercut all of these drivers as Omar jumps into the pits in the Haas. So he's going early. Hopefully not for the softs, because something tells me they're not getting to the end if he does go softs as he comes up to the AlphaTauri garage. Looks like a set of hard tyres for the Haas drivers, so he wants to try something different, as he has got a 3-second time penalty, I believe. He does. So what can he do on those hards? Obviously he didn't think his mediums were any good, so he's pitted early instead of going for the softs in 3 laps time. What can those hards do? Those hards, I can tell you from personal experience, they're very slow for the first 10 laps, but towards the end, when everyone else's tyres are dying, your tyres are in a very good position. So what can the Haas get out of this race? As he comes out in P11, just behind Fox down in P10, who is still yet to pit on his 13-lap-old mediums. If we actually jump on board with Timo here, he's right at the back of the Red Bull of Justin, who's dropped another second to Danico. Danico flying away from the Red Bull, and now the other Ferrari wants a bit of the Red Bull. 5 tenths behind, and if we jump down to Copy, he has Cheng, who's pitted for the fresh mediums, right on the back of him. He's got 65% ERS, and Copy's got a lot of his as well. They've got all they need to fight. Cheng will be looking to get past as soon as he can. Both of these guys in front, who both need to pit. As we'll jump on board with Timo then. He's not got much ERS to play with. He's got the DRS, but I don't think he's going to be close enough here to fight Justin into turn 1. No, he's not, but we'll jump on board with Cheng, who's on the back of Copy. Obviously, Copy has the DRS on Jay in front. Isn't quite close enough to get a move done on Copy there, but might try and catch him out during this first sector if he can get past. Right up the back of the Williams. So close to contact there. Cheng will Want to get past sooner rather than later if he wants to gain as much as he can on Milan before Milan pits for his soft tyres up in first place. Just make sure Timo doesn't go for a move there, don't want to miss that. As Cheng might look down the inside here, he brakes later, looks down the inside, Copy leaves the space. And Cheng gets on the throttle, but it looks like Copy had a better exit. It's right on the back of Copy. Got the better exit, managed to keep the position, so yeah, some good racing there between these two. Cheng went for the late move and got left the space. He might look for a move here then, as he had a better exit. He's using the ERS, he's faster. He backs out just before the left hand. I've completely forgot that turn's called, and that's bad, as he actually looks down the inside. A late move, ooh, onto the brakes, backs out of it. A little bit of nudge and grudge. Taps the back of Copy, which gave him a bad exit, and he got through the outside, or around the outside there, as Danny goes into the pits for his soft, so he's pitting early. He's the first of the medium runners to pit, so will some idiot react to this lap and jump straight into the pits onto those soft tyres, as Tipsy Bob down in 10th pits as well. And Kurz picks up a 3-second time penalty. Timo right on the back of the Red Bull. The Red Bull struggling through that first sector. He's not liking those mediums. They will be in a very nice condition at this point. Maybe next to no grip on those. His teammate right behind. Will he try and overcut, or will they pit at the same time? Cheng's on the back of Jay. Obviously he's not got a pit anymore. He's racing Milan, who we'll see if he pits. He's coming through sector 3. Sorry, is Danica actually looking for the move on Fox there. Got down the inside just before the turn and got the move done on Fox, who's on those old mediums. He's on the brand new soft. So can Danny actually undercut some idiot here? Obviously there was about a 2-3 second gap, but if he can get enough pace out of those softs compared to his mediums, he could be in a good position here. But Milan's jumped into the pits. Some idiot jumping into the pits. Will Justin and Timo follow? I don't see why they wouldn't. Justin jumping into the pits, Timo into the pits. Jay is staying out as he's got Cheng right on the back of him with a DRS. He has easily got past Milan with the looked like it was going a bit longer than what he needed to, but yeah, Cheng into the lead of this race, and Milan 4.5 seconds, 4.6 seconds behind. He was a lot closer than that before Cheng pitted, so maybe the soft mediums was the strategy to go with here. There's Jay yet to pit in P2, Milan in P3. Some idiot comes out in P4, Omar in P5 on those hards. He's not lost any time or gained any time on some idiot. And Danico's just behind Omar, about 1.2 seconds behind, but obviously he's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be flying compared to the Haas driver on the hards. Fox is still yet to pit, and he's got Justin just behind on the softs, and it doesn't look like Ferrari Garage were very quick compared to the Red Bull. Didn't manage to overtake the Red Bull in the pit on a pit stop. Yeah, teammate all over the back of the Red Bull, as he has been most of the last few laps. As Danico now gained half a second on the Haas driver in front on those hard tyres. He's flying, I guess that's all you can say there. Is Milan actually as well. It looks like he gained about 2 seconds that lap on Cheng. He was about 4.8 behind, I believe. He's now 2.5, so he's flying as Jay, his teammate, jumps into the pits. Doesn't look like he got the DRS from his teammate. So now it's just the race to the end. 9 laps left to go. 4.2 seconds between Cheng and Milan. Danny looking for the move on the Haas driver, looking down the inside, has the DRS, and made that look easy. I just said DRF, I don't know what's going on. I can't speak. As G Lone and Copy side by side. Copy gets the move done on those soft tyres. G Lone on the mediums. He's come out in front of Jay, who's on the softs, but he's just behind him, about 1 second. So G Lone trying to catch up to him. About halfway around this lap. As Justin and Timo still fighting. That could be good for Omar on the Haas, on the hard. Sorry. 9 laps to go, and he's got a 5.3 second gap. So these guys fighting might help him secure a P5 out of this race. His teammate, yeah, all over the back of the Red Bull, getting really close through these braking zones, and Jay also on the back of G Lone. He actually might be looking for a move here. He's on the back of the driver, sorry, on the back of the Renault. Their soft tyres will have a lot more pace in them. If he can get a good exit here, might be able to get it done pretty early. He's not using the ERS, but he's got the slip. Milan sets the fastest lap on the soft tyres. He's 3.2 seconds behind Cheng, so he's made a second that lap alone. So we'll jump on board with Timo, sorry. He's got the DRS. 50% ERS if he wants to use it. Doesn't look like he's using it. Doesn't look like it's going to be close enough. Will Jay be close enough? Though he is. He looks around. He goes around the outside of the Renault and gets it done before the first turn. So the Mercedes drivers now on the hunt for Copy up in P8. He's 2 seconds ahead. How quickly can he catch up? And Copy's still, yeah, he's still not within the DRS of Timo, so that won't be too good for him. But at the minute, championship battle, Danny's up in P4, 2 seconds behind Samidia, but he's going to get a few more points than what Copy and Justin are, so this is good for his championship battle up in, well, he's got a 12-point gap to Copy. And at the minute, it's going to be getting a lot more points than him. This race is, I think that's Curse, has spun, where he made contact with, I think it was Bance earlier on. I think it was this turn, I'm not too sure, but yeah, looks like lost the rear end, and he's down into 13th on those mediums. His race, I think it's pretty much over now. 8 laps left to go. He needs to gain 6 seconds to some new soft runners in front of him, so unlucky for him. But Milan is within 2 seconds. He's using everything as he sets the fastest lap again, a 1:28.0 on those softs. He has no ERS, literally 0%. He's pushing as hard as he can. He wants this win. There's actually, sorry, Chen has a time penalty. He has a 3-second time penalty. So at the minute, Milan just needs to stay within that 3 seconds, and he's got the win. As Jay sets the fastest lap on the Mercedes, the 1:27.0, so nearly a second quicker than what Milan set last lap. It looks like a yellow flag. Is that Tipsy, Bob? It is. Not too sure what's happened to Tipsy there as he's pulled over. Maybe a bit of hardware issue or something. He's got, maybe his pedals are disconnected. He's just rolling. I think, yes, maybe some software or hardware issue for Tipsy there. Unlucky. As Timo on the back of Justin, 3 tenths. He's right at the back of the car, and Copy's also caught up, and so is Jay. So Justin really struggling with the pace on this track. He's got 3 cars right behind him, and if done right, he could lose all 3 on the DRS straight if they all get a good exit. He's yeah, Tipsy Bob into the pits and has retired from the race. Unlucky Tipsy. He was up in P12, so not losing too much, but once again unlucky for the 2 racing points. But Timo 5 tenths behind Justin. If he doesn't get the move on Justin, Copy might, as he's 2 tenths behind Timo. He's right behind him. He could look for a move here down the inside. Thinks better of it. Breaks a normal point. Didn't go down the inside. Don't know what I just said there, but it came out. So will Timo get the move done on Justin here? He's got the DRS. He's using the ERS. He's going to look round to the outside into turn 1. Backs out, can't get the move done. There just isn't enough DRS straight for the Ferrari. He'll be getting quite frustrated, stuck behind Justin. But at the minute, Omar in P5 still has the 3-second gap he needs for his penalty and those hards. Yeah, keeping the gap where it is at the minute of 3 seconds. I don't know what I've just said there. As Justin will be wanting to catch up to this Haas driver. He needs to get the Haas between him and Timo if he wants to try and get out of the DRS from Timo. But yeah, Timo's all over the back of Justin. Even he's just saving everything he's got throughout the lap and using it on the DRS straight, and that's too much for Timo to catch up on the DRS straight. So Justin, all the pressure behind him. What can he do? So Jay, Timo and Copy, all looking to get past this Red Bull. As Milan's actually 1.2 seconds now behind Cheng, so he's nearly within the DRS's. Copy actually going to look for a move here. He's going to look down the inside of Timo. No, decides better of it. But if they get a good exit here, they could get a run onto Justin. Can we see a move finally? As Timo's got the DRS, he's got the ERS. This is going to be a lot easier. He's a lot more closer. He's going to go around the outside. It's an easy move for Timo. Can Copy follow it? He's going to look around the outside of Justin. Ooh, he backs out. Justin very close to Timo there, but Timo up in front now. Has he got more pace than Justin, or is it just the DRS that kept him up behind him? Copy nearly getting the move done there as well. Just wasn't close enough off the exit to quite get past. A little bit closer, might have been able to do it. As it looks like Justin made a little bit of a mistake there, so Copy might look down the inside. There's a little bit of contact onto the grass, and that's going to put Justin in the bad position for Jay, because Jay can look for the move now as well. But Copy got past, a little bit of contact, but gets through. Is Jay going to look down the inside there on Justin? Nope. But yeah, Justin nearly losing the car there, and Copy as well. It's a shame that the game wouldn't have given me a good camera angle there if I was on the TV view. But Milan now, if we quickly go look at the lead, Milan's less than a second, so he's going to have the DRS on Cheng now, who's on those mediums. So yeah, he's using all the ERS he's got, but he isn't quite close enough yet. As yeah, Cheng's got 50% ERS to play with, so he can fight Milan for the rest of the race. Might cross the line in P1, but at the minute it's got a 3-second time penalty. I'm not sure how many warnings Milan has, but still, the fight for the lead could still be on if Milan picks up a 3-second time penalty. But Copy on the back of Timo, he's got the DRS, isn't using the ERS, so he's not looking for the move. Jay, on the other hand, might be looking for the move on Justin. No, the DRS train's too strong. As it actually looks like Timo might have made a little bit of a mistake there. I don't know if I caught that correctly. It looked like his car went a little bit sideways. I could be wrong. But Justin right on the back of Copy. As Jay was actually looking for a move now on the inside there. He's going around the outside here. Justin having the shorter line gets that time back. But Jay was looking for a risky move there. That could have ended a lot differently than how it did. But some good racing. Jay really looking to get past the Red Bull here. Justin really struggling with the pace on this track. Is Jay going to look for a move up the inside here? Once again, no. Once again, I'm an ABS abuser, so I probably would have gone for that. I'm not too sure if you can do that with the ABS assist off. But Jay right in the back of Justin then. Timo still hasn't got that second gap he needs to Copy to avoid that DRS, but someone tells me he's not going to be getting that anytime soon. He's going to quickly jump on board with Milan here. He's got the DRS on Cheng. He's not using the ERS. He's actually, looks like a fuel warning light's come on there, so maybe a little low on the fuel. He's been pushing quite hard obviously to catch up to Cheng. 5 tenths separates them. He's going to the final turn. Jay looking down the inside of Justin. A little bit of contact. Oh, Justin just saves the car there. A little bit of contact from the back of Jay's wheel, but Copy on the back of Timo looking down the outside. Yeah, the outside of Timo. Gets it done just before the corner, so Copy up into 6th place. He's within the within the 3 seconds of the Haas driver in front as well, so he's right behind Danny, which Danny won't want for the standings, as there's only going to be a 2-point gap between them that he's going to make on Copy. As Milan's dropped out of that second on Cheng, so Cheng actually maybe in a better position on those mediums than what Milan is on the softs. Those softs will start to die soon. Around laps 7 or 8, those tyres start to fall off. As still the fight for P6 is on. Don't count Justin out of this. DRS can do anything on the main straight. I used to think there was a DRS zone down this straight. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something different, but there's only one DRS straight on this track, because there's a yellow flag. That's Curse into the wall. Did he go for the pit and miss the pit? I'm not too sure. Jump on board with the Williams. Can we see the Alfa Romeo? Looks like maybe he lost the rear end, and well, he's lost his front wheel, I can tell you that much. If he missed the pit, wouldn't be surprised, but looking like again Singapore flashback. It's actually Jay looking for a move on Timo down the inside into turn 1. He gets the move done. That's a very nice move from Jay. Timo can't get anything else out of that. So Justin and Timo both dropping to Copy and Jay, who are flying on those soft tyres, both having a very good race at the minute. That's a nice move from Jay. As Tipsy Bob says, his pedals just gave up, so I guess correctly, a hardware issue. That's unlucky for Tipsy. It was having a good race, but 130R, that's what the turn's called. I forgot what that turn was called, that's my bad. But yeah, unlucky Tipsy. Hardware issues for the racing point. 2 laps left to go the Grand Prix. We'll quickly take a look at the positions changed. Danico up 5 positions from the start. He's having a very good race, Danny, but I think Copy may be having the better race out of everyone so far after the incident earlier on, after getting spun or spinning himself. I can't quite remember. He's up in P6, P5 after the penalty from Omar. So Copy at the minute one of the best drivers on the grid this race. But Jay is within 5 tenths. He's going to have the DRS for this straight. Is he going to go for the move now, or is he going to wait one more lap and do it on the last lap? Copy holding the the pit lane wall there. Jay not quite close enough for the move. 2 tenths between Copy him here on the 26th lap out of 27. So if he wants to get the move done later on, assuming Copy doesn't make any mistakes now, he needs to be really close to that Williams on the main straight on the last lap. It's, Timo as well could look for a move here on Jay. DRS straight, they're both, Justin and Timo, on less than 10% ERS. Jay's got 30 and Copy's got 30, so anyone could get that P6 at the minute. It looks like Milan's tyres are starting to fall off as well. He can't quite catch up to Cheng. He's using all of his ERS. Once again, the Mercedes at 0%. Nothing to attack with. And Cheng's starting to gain back that time that he lost after the car switched onto the after Milan switched onto the softs. Because I need some water. My throat hurts. I've been talking this. There's so much going on this race. As Jay on the back of Copy then, 4 tenths. He needs to get as close as he can as Cheng starts the final lap of the Grand Prix. Jay needs to get as close as he can to Copy here if he wants to get the move done on this main straight. He's got 40% ERS to play with. He's going to get the power done straight onto the overtake. Can he get past Copy on this DRS straight? He's gaining. Is he going to be close enough? I think he has to send it no matter what. You can see the famous little red flashing light. Isn't close enough to get moved on the DRS straight. Can he do it through the S's? We saw him go for it on Justin earlier on, so we know Jay's not scared to do it. Can he get past Copy on this last lap? As you can see, the hard driver of Omar Haas in front could help Copy out here if he can gain up to the Haas. Could get could get him, the Haas driver, between him and Jay to keep him in his position. 2 tenths is the gap between Jay and Copy. Timo's dropped off 1.2 seconds, so Timo and Justin will be fighting for that P8 position, but I don't think they'll be up there with Copy and Jay. It's a very good exit there. It looks like Jay was looking for a move down the inside and didn't quite get it. As we'll quickly switch over to Cheng then, who's coming through the final turn now. He's been leading the whole race. He pitted earlier on and is going to cross the line to win the race, but on penalties, Milan in the Mercedes crosses and takes the win here in Japan. We will quickly jump on board with Jay as he's going to look for a move here on on Copy. He's got no ERS left to play with. He's going to go for a late lunge here. Copy takes the defensive line, looking for a little bit of contact there. He needs a better exit if he wants to beat him to the line. There's Copy a little bit sideways. Jay got a speed boost. Oh, it's close, but Copy just going to take it. As Somalia, crosses the line to take P3. Danny gets P4, Copy P5, Jay P6, Omar P7, who had a 3-second time penalty, was up in 5th, but drops down as Timo 8th, Justin 9th, G alone crossing the line in 10th, and credit to Fox for still going on after a few spins, crosses the line in P11. But overall, a pretty entertaining race, and congrats to Milan in the Mercedes, who was using everything he had to keep up with the car in front, and the game gives the driver of the day to Danny. I reckon it's between Danny and Copy for my personal driver of the day, but overall a very, very entertaining race. Congrats to Milan in the Mercedes on winning. Does he have a full-time seat? I don't think so. But for Danny and Copy, it's going to bring the championship battle even closer. I think Danny gains an extra 2 points or something like that. And we'll quickly just work that out for you guys watching at home. So Milan getting first, Cheng second, Samidi at third, Danico got fourth, so 25, 18, 15, 12, 10 for Copy, 8 for Jay, 6 for Omar, 4 for Timo, 2 for Justin. So I'll quickly work this out. Justin's at 206, Copy's at 221, Danny's at 235. So the gap between Danny and Copy at the minute, 14 points with 3 races to go. So the championship battle's still on, but we will quickly run through the order. Milan P1, Cheng P2, somebody at P3, Danico P4, Copy P5, Jay and P6 with the fastest lap as well. Nearly a second quicker, well, is a second quicker than nearly everybody else on the track. Omar P7, Timo in P8, Justin P9, G-Lone in P10, Fox in P11, and the rest of the drivers DNFing. But yeah, unlucky to Omar, who went for a different strategy, the medium hard, and nearly got it to pay off. Without the 3-second time penalty, would have been up in 5th, and same for Cheng, who would have been a bit closer. As I could quickly run through this before it disconnects me. So the admins have it if they need it. We've got all of that stuff there. Yeah, I assume that's everything they need. Cool. Well, we'll see if anyone wants interviews. If not, that'll be it for me. Let's have a look. If anyone's in general chat for. We'll see if people want some interviews or not as the game is saving. Hopefully I didn't leave the lobby. I didn't mean to. If I did, we'll quickly switch over to the interview screen, as I think the game's crashed, so there's no way to do that. And we'll drag some idiot up into the commentary booth then. Hello, some idiot. Congrats on a podium finish. I think it was. I think it's P3 for you. But yeah, nice race. Just run us through how your race went for you.
Just those 2 boys up there were too quick for me. I feel old, man. But yeah, just I screwed up my quali. Started 6th. I knew I had some race pace, but just not enough to challenge the top 2. But you have to take what you can get, and today that was P3. So just I did what I could. Just I don't know. Can't really. My race is kind of unremarkable in a way. I just kind of did what I had. Yeah, I used what I had, used what I could with what I had, and got P3 out of it. I wish I could tell you that was super exciting, but it's not sexy. It's a P3.
I mean, there were still some good moves between you and a few of the drivers. Obviously, after all the pit stops, you were kind of just driving your own race, but overall P3, I guess you got to be happy with that. Also, in a track like Japan, there isn't much going on besides DRS trains. But
I mean, it depends sometimes. Like if you can get a pack of cars together, they can race. It's just it just seemed like there was a top 2 that was clearly Milan and Chen Jay, and then it was just the pack of about 7 or 8 that I was a part of that you just had to sort out in a way. I mean, that's what I kind of had in mind. And like as soon as I pitted on that final seat, you're talking about that, I was just in tire saving mode, believe it or not. I was just hoping for a safety car. Maybe if I'd saved enough tire, if they don't pit, maybe I have something I could challenge them with. But like I said, they're too quick. They're too quick, man. I ain't gonna pull punches around it. I'm just gonna say, yeah, those 2 boys deserve to be P1 and P2. Best I could do is 3rd.
I don't even think they're Tier 1 drivers. I'm pretty sure the top 3 were all reserves, so a lot of potential for next season with those guys. But yeah, overall, unlucky in quali once again. Obviously, the wet did catch a couple people off guard, but P3, I guess, it's a podium, something to take out of today's race. But yeah, congrats on
I'll take it then. Thank you, sir.
Cool. And then next up, we'll bring in Danny Co, who is currently leading the Drivers' Championship. Hello, Danny. Congrats on P4. Bringing the Driver Championship gap up to 14 points. Just run us through how your race went for you.
Quali bad, race good. Simples.
The
I
Kimi
just-
Raikkonen of interviewers.
Yeah, it was just damage limitation after quali, so I'm happy to get P4 and extend the gap by 2 points from copy. So
I mean, yeah,
It was
it was what, 3 races to go. You got America next. Sorry, USA, I should say. Is that one of your tracks you like? You like America?
I have a kind of good setup on it, so should be good.
Cool.
For a 29 in quali, hopefully.
I mean, there's some good racing today. Obviously, working your way through the field after qualifying down in P9, so quali wasn't the best, but I mean, getting P4 out of that, I'm pretty sure. But ignoring the front 3 were all reserves, it's still a pretty good race for you. I think I'd be happy with P4 if I was you as well. But
Yeah, it was probably the best I could have done from where I was. So extremely happy with that.
I'm not too sure what else to ask. I'm not used to doing these interviews, to be honest. I think that's pretty much all there is to say. It's a pretty good race from you. Congrats on the P4.
Expectations for next race? A win.
I reckon you've got that. As long
A
as
win
there's
or podium.
no reserve drivers there, like Cheng, who are for some reason nuts at this game. I'm assuming he has some assists that you don't have or something. But,
He only has a line. But
typical line
he's good.
users.
He's good.
Yeah, he's a really good. Yeah, I could even ask questions if you want, Owen.
Go for it. Get involved.
Danny?
Welcome.
Danny, how do you close
Yes.
the gap to Chen J? How do we get closer?
How do we or how do I?
How do you get closer? I want to hear it.
1, practice. 2, not bottle quality. 3, actually do some wet driving before a race.
4, sacrifice a goat to the gods.
Yes.
There we go. I like it.
I mean, America's well known for its rainy, wet races. So, I mean, a wet race could be quite entertaining next week. So, yeah, just make sure you practice that, and you might have a chance of winning next week. I believe in you. I reckon you can win next week.
Yes, amigo.
And get that gap up and copy. But yeah, congrats on P4 today. Nice race, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
I guess. the
Thanks
guys
for having
in
us.
General chat 4. Yeah, cheers. I guess we'll drag Timo in. I'm assuming. Whoa, wrong thing. We'll drag him in here. Timo, did you want an interview?
I don't have much to say. It was a good race. I had a lot of fun. I was in pace. It was amazing. Thanks for commenting. Bye.
Cool. See ya. And then we'll drag whoever this is up. I don't know who this is. Hello. Are you Jay? Is this Jay?
Jay.
Yeah, it's changing.
So, how did you find your race? How'd it go for you?
It was pretty good. It's a shame I lost on the penalty though. And the car wasn't turning very well in the first stint because I was running 1.5 wings. Really, it's a straight line speed setup. Really, but yeah, I knew soft medium was a better strategy from pole because I could pull away on the first stint.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it turned out to be so. I won the race on track, and that's good. But yeah, the penalty was not very good.
I mean, it was very close. I mean, the gap was like nearly 2 seconds. I think he was using all he had, all of his ERS every lap just to keep up. But your pace was insane. As you said off the start, the softs really helped you gain your gap. But yeah, a very good race. There's some good moves as well for when you run the on the mediums, catching up to copy and all of that, working your way through. But yeah, just unlucky to just miss out and get the P2. But overall, a very nice race. Congrats on P2, and we'll be seeing you next week for America.
Yeah, I mean, depends if they allow assists again or not, because
Line user.
line abuser for life.
Is that something you're going to be trying to take off for next season, or?
Probably not. I just want to have fun, so I'm not gonna. I don't see the fun, practicing for hours without line, trying to get back to pace.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough. Well,
I'm just trying to have fun, and I'll do the leagues that allow line. So.
Well,
Yep.
overall, congrats on P2. Unlucky on not getting that win. Obviously, the penalty just missing out. But yeah, congrats on P2.
Thanks.
And I think that is everyone for interviews. So thank you all for watching. I'd say copy as my driver of the day, and we'll see you all next week, or we'll see you on Tuesday for Tier 3 in America. But from me to everyone else, thank you for watching, and we'll see you this time next week for America. Thank you very much.